Next, we visited an automobile manufacturer in Hiroshima Prefecture. This company uses some unique devices in their production line. This is an automobile production line with the latest and newest equipment. But plastic PET bottles are seen. They seem to be used as a weight.
ペットボトル同期台車です。
The dolly, carrying tools and parts, moves alongside the workers. And when done, this device moves the dolly back to the starting point. Previously, the worker had to hurry back and forth between a rack and the car. But consistent back and forth movement was rather troublesome. Now the old rack has become a dolly that moves along with the worker. The time and labor of going to get things has been reduced. Also, this device doesn't use electricity. Air pressure pops a lever out, and then the car's tire pushes the dolly forward with the car. When the work's finished, the lever is retracted. And the dolly returns to its starting point through the weight of the PET bottle.
現場の作業者が自分たちのやりにくい仕事を自分たちの手でやりやすくするために一生懸命考えてこういうからくりを作るんですよ。
Next on this production line is this small device. A cylindrical device for delivering ring-shaped parts.
圧巻ベータローって言うんですよ。
Before, rings were placed in boxes. But if you wanted to remove a few, it was difficult. For example, getting 2 at a time on average took 2 seconds. Now, it only takes a half a second. This step takes place 50 times a day, and now 1 minute 15 seconds of time is saved each day. This device is extremely simple. The stopper at the back knocks out the next rings as the cylindrical container swings back.
ここを見てください。ネジ式にしてるだけなんですね。このネジを緩めて高さを変えてやると3枚でも4枚でも取り出せる、そういうことなんですよ。
By adjusting the gap at the back, the number of rings pushed out can be changed. We discovered a unique device here too. Next to an impact wrench, there's a mound of bolts. When you put the wrench back in its holder, bolts are picked up.
これが私の一番のお気に入りでおすすめのボルトルーンです。
The wrench and magnets rise up and down like a seesaw, picking up the bolts. Previously, the bolts were picked up by hand. It took about 1.5 seconds. At the same time, this device also solved the problem of where to put the wrench. But there was still a problem. Getting more bolts was done by hand, and this was a little troublesome. This is a new prototype for solving this problem.
チェーンついてますね。
そうなんですよ。
The chain with magnets attached to it replenishes the supply of bolts. A little at a time, from the box below, dropping them onto the table. Now, the supply of bolts has been automated.
次どんなものを作ろうかっていうアイディアが次から次へと出てきますんで、そういった活気のある職場っていうのが我々の一番です。
They even invented a device for a fully automated robot production line. Here it is. A robot arm swings a part for the back door of a car into position on a rack. Then another robot arm grabs that part, moving it over to the press machine. This part is another unique device. Before, the movement of both robot arms was rather complicated. That involved twisting movements. Because the arm can now hook the automobile part onto this rack, its movements have become smooth. Even after the second arm receives the part, meaningless movements have been eliminated. But these are robots, so a bit of wasted movement should be okay.
これをやることによって生産のタクトが約 1SPM 上がるんですよ。1分間に何台製品を取れるかという数値でして、たった1秒速くなるだけでも年間を通してですと、何千台何万台っていう数の違いになってくるので、このからくりはとても重要なからくりになっています。
By using this device, they can press one extra unit per minute than they could before. Thanks to simplified movements of the arms, malfunctions have almost disappeared. The idea for this came from watching a child on a swing. Because of these various steps, production efficiency is up, and so is worker motivation.